Hello students, I am back with the second part of this video of our chapter power sharing, and this is the second part of this chapter. Till now we studied in this chapter the meaning of power sharing and how power is being shared, and we have taken two examples or two case studies. First case study was from Belgium and second case study of Sri Lanka. I told you that how Belgium given the rights to the people, all people equal rights they have given, equal power they have given to the center, state, and community government also. But at the same time, in the Sri Lanka, they didn't give the power to Tamil-speaking peoples. So that was two type of Tamil-speaking people were there. First Sri Lankan Tamil-speaking, and second was Indian Tamil-speaking peoples. So they didn't give the respect to them. So by the conclusion and in the end we got the result of it that Belgium is very prosperous country, they are living happily there, but at the same time in Sri Lanka a kind of situation of civil war created there, thousands of people were died, and it was very we can say big problem created in Sri Lanka just because of this, that they didn't give any kind of rights to those people. So now we understood it. We also understood when the majority people are in the rule, if the more rights given to the majority people, so it can be a very dangerous problem for the minorities in the country. So we studied about this. We got to know about the accommodation in Belgium, how what they did. So as I told, they have made that kind of constitution which given to Dutch and French 50-50 percentage of in government, in central government. At the same time in state government also they made community government. I told everything. I told that they have given the same power or same we can say yes, power sharing in Brussels also. That is the capital city of Belgium. So we discuss about it. Now one question rises here. Okay, now we'll start this part, and uh, till now we have studied that part which I explained you right now. Okay, so why power sharing is desirable? Why do we need power sharing? The simply is that, like, if you are living, I want to give you example, a kind of thing that you are living in a family, and like seven members are there in the family, and only two main members they take the decision for all, and they don't ask to you for before taking the we can say any decision. So sometimes you do not agree with that decision. So what you can say, a day will come when you will start arguing. Okay, you will start asking them, why don't you ask me? Okay, so a kind of thing in a country also. But if somebody will come and ask you every time everything, you know, so then you will also be happy. So same thing, why power sharing is desirable, we can give two reasons for this. First reason, as we can see here, firstly, power sharing is good. Why? Because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between the social group. Social group, as I told about the family, same in the society. By if the three we can say three religions are there in any country or in any society, if we have given rights to one and two two groups, and third group we didn't give any right or we can say exposure to them, so a time will come when they will start arguing and they will start asking for their rights, because it is obvious. So if in any democracy they have government or our constitution give them a proper rights, so it reduces the conflict, because all are enjoying their power. If all people will have the all social group, all religious group, okay, they are having the power, so they don't conflict with each other, they will not fight. So and then stability will be there. Okay, they will not fight, they will not argue with anyone. They will feel their own responsibility. If something happens in the society, so their responsibility will be equal or kind of thing, you know. So first point is that why it is desirable, because it creates no conflict condition. Okay, conflict, it means when people fight or people have different ideas or kind of thing. So no conflict is there where power is shared. Okay, if we go to the second reason of it, so we can see here, this is the second and very deeper reason. What is that? It is power sharing is good for democracies. Very nice. Okay, for the democracy, if we are calling any country is a democracy, if we are saying that India is a democratic country, and if India does not share its power, so we cannot say that country democratic. Okay, it is the basic rule, it is the basic fundamental, we can say, idea to share the power in democracies. A democracy cannot be there, a democracy cannot exist without power sharing. So we need to share the power. Power sharing is very spirit of democracy. A democratic rule innovates sharing power with those affected by its exercises. So all in all, we can say here, a legitimate government, it means a kind of democratic government is one where citizens through participation acquire a stake in the system. It means if I am here, I also have a part in my government, in my system of our country, because I am having the rights, I am having the power, my state is having the power, my municipal corporation is having the power, so they are having their own power. So that's why, because power is divided, that's why nobody is big and nobody is small. Okay, so these are the two, we can say, desirable points why power sharing is desirable. Now we'll go. Okay, now we will talk about the form of power sharing. How many forms, in how many types of power sharing is there? Okay, so as they are there, you can see here the idea of power sharing has emerged in opposition to the notion of undivided political powers. For a long time, it was believed that the all power of government must reside in one person or group of persons located at one place. It happened in the past, when the king or kind of rule was there, monarchy we called it. So in monarchies, what was the thinking of that time? Ki bhai, all the power should remain in only one person or a group of persons. The all power is given to the one person, that was called king. Otherwise, give that power to ministers and king. So that time it happened. That time that's why it was called monarchy. Okay, so they only the person who was having the power, only one person was there. People did not have any power. We studied in French Revolution. We got to know about that, how they were exploiting the people, the poor people they were exploiting. So slowly it was felt that if the power decide is desperate, it would not be possible to take quick decisions and to enforce them. It happens in ninth. We also studied that decision making power is little slow in democracies. So they were having the fear कि भाई, if we will ask to everyone, we will give the power to everyone, so they will take more time to take any decision. But as I told in ninth, that if all people will take the decision by coming on the same point, so it is good. Okay, it will be good for all people's beneficial. Okay, so now we are going to know that how many parts, or how many in modern democracy, how many forms of power sharing is there. Okay, in modern democracies, the power sharing arrangement can take place or take many forms. Okay, but here we are talking about four forms. Okay, which forms? Okay, first, this is called this is called horizontal distribution of power. Okay, horizontal distribution of power. Okay, you studied in class ninth also it. So power is divided into, these are the organs of government. organs of government. The government is working. We all know the government is working. Under the government, these three parts are there, the organs. First, legislature, second, executives, and third is judiciary. Okay, so in normal way, as I made understand my students that who are legislatures who make the laws, executive those who helped and who make it sure that rule or laws are being followed by the people or not, and then judiciary, if somebody breaks the rule, if somebody violates any person's law, any person's right, so judiciary is there to punish him. Okay, so legislatures, it means the MPs, it means the member of parliaments, and the MLAs, it means member of legislative assemblies. All assemblies, it means all state assemblies are there, these are also legislatures. And all MPs, it means in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, both are legislatures. Then who are executives? Executives, it means executive, all the ministers, okay, and all the, you can say, uh, IAS, IPS, okay, these are all the government employees. These all are executives. Executives, okay. Ministers, IAS, IPS, it means the person who work in the ministries, a kind of people, they are called executive. So ministers are called temporary, because we know if they will not win the election next time, so they will not sit in the ministry. So they are ministers and all, they are called temporary legislatures, oh sorry, executives. But like IAS, IPS, they are permanent. They will leave their job after getting retired. Okay, but with ministers it is not. But more power is there with ministers, because they are chosen by the people. So let us call this horizontal distribution of power, because it allows the different organs of the government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. Such a separation ensure that none of organs can exercise unlimited power. So it means there that legislature, it is why, because this power has been given, because only legislature cannot become everything. Okay, they cannot only pass the all the rule or everything. So it is their judiciary is there. If they violate the rules of or the rights of the people, so judiciary is there to punish them. Okay, so that's why that nobody can get enormous power. That's why this horizontal system is given. Okay, so this result in the balance of power among the various institutions. Last year we studied that in a democracy, even though ministers and government officials exercise power, they are responsible for the parliament or state assemblies. Similarly, although judges are appointed by the executives, they can check the functioning of executive or laws made by the legislatures. This argument is called system of checks and balance. Okay, so they check and balance everything. Now the second form of power sharing is, it is called vertical. How vertical? Because now power is being shared in governments, in different level of government. Like so first is central government, second state, and third is municipal, or we can say local government. Okay, we all know it is and this all called Indian government. Okay, so it means in Indian government has been divided into three parts. First, central government, which rules on whole country. State government, we are having 28 states. So 28 states we are having, and 9 union territories we are having. So in those union territories where they are having assemblies. So they are ruled by this state government, and union territories are ruled by central. Okay, so central government is there, state government is there, and local government. Local government in villages it is called panchayat. In town and cities it is called municipal corporation. Okay, so like this power has been divided in a vertical way. Okay, so it means general government for the entire country, and entire country we all know as our central government is there. Government at the all province, all state level, regional level, such as government for the entire country is usually called federal government. In India, we refer it as central or union government. The governments at the provisional or national regional level are called different names in different countries. Okay, same thing. It means the first type of government is central government, second type of government is state government, and third is local government. First type of that, what they are saying here. Okay, first type of government is called union government or central government. Okay, now second type of government is called state government. This system is not followed in all countries. Different countries are having different type of rule. There are many countries where there are no provisional or state government, but in those countries like ours, where are there are the different levels of government. The constitution clearly lays down to the powers different level of the government. Okay, it is the normal way according to me. The like in the central government, power is divided into central, state, and local government. So that is why India is called a federal country also. Federal country it means, by in next chapter we will know about it, but federal country is known, which is called a federal country, which country's government has two or more than two levels, it is called federal country. So India has three levels. Okay, so this is, now we'll come on to the third form of power sharing. Power may also be shared among the different social groups. Social groups we all know, as I explained to you, in Belgium they have made community government. So they have the power to enhance their knowledge of their language. They can promote their language, their culture, other things. So I just want to give you a little example for this. Among the different social groups in our country, we are having many social groups. Like we can start it very simply from farmers. We all know the farmer group is there also. Okay, associations we use this word. At least like auto drivers, they are also having their one group. Okay, association. The people are working in a factory, they are also having their association or their group. Okay, the farmers, as I told, teachers are having, and students are also having in universities. You can see this. So all these social groups are, when they all come together, na, so they are having the power. Okay, one, the horizontal type of power sharing, second the vertical type of, and then third this, the people's power. It means the people, if they are belonging to same social group, so they come together and they have one power. So if something is wrong with government, if government is not listening to, if the government has taken any decision which is not in favor of students, so students come forward and they raise their voice. So then if the students are right, so then government has to take back their decision. Okay, so it means that different social groups are also having the power. Okay, so okay, so now fourth number of power sharing arrangement can be also seen in the way political parties, pressure groups, and movement. Same thing, political party we all know how political parties are having the powers. It means many political parties are there in country. but those parties which are in the power. Okay, if any party is there which is in the power, so it doesn't mean that only this party is having the power. Other political parties, if the opposition party is there, if government take any wrong decision, so they can raise the voice, they can tell to the people that this government is taking this wrong decision. So they may compel to government to withdraw their decisions. So they are also having the power. The political parties are having the power. With the same time, we can see here pressure groups and movements. A pressure group, सेम आई टोल्ड एज आई टोल्ड अभी अभी बताया मैंने आपको कि जिसमें as some wrong decision been taken for the doctors, so they all come. Sometimes truck drivers, okay, they also come, they announce strike or kind of thing, so they are also called pressure groups also. Okay, and movements, we all know the movement, it means a kind of dharna and rallies and that. So they also have the power. If they are, if they start doing this kind of thing, it means if government takes any decision, if it is not in the favor of any social group or in any pressure group or in favor of any political party, in favor of the normal people, common people, so these all groups start any movement against the government. Okay, to tell them to change their decisions. In forward next chapters we will know about it. We are having one chapter here, the struggle, popular struggle and movements. So we will study in that also how this movement and struggles take place. Okay, so these are the four form of power sharing. First I told, this is horizontal distribution of power, which is under legislature, executive and judiciary. Second, I told the power can be shared among the government at different levels. Central level, central government is called union government, also state government, and local government, it means the corporation, corporation, otherwise panchayat. Third one was the social groups, and fourth one was political parties, pressure group and movements. Okay, so this is in this chapter, so you can make the notes of it, and I will share the notes with you in the group. And if you have any queries, if you have any question about this chapter, so you can send me by comment messages, or you can send me in WhatsApp. Thank you.